Welcome to another Mix It Up Monday. I'm Barbara Swift, and we're going to pick two random colors out of the paint box. The Daniel Smith paints again today. We're going to mix them up, and let's see what we get. We got Phthalo yellow green, very pretty bright color. And what would we go with it? Let's see. What do we got here? Olive green. Two greens. Not too exciting. Let's try again. Let's put the olive green down. Let's try again and see what we get. Okay, we get this one, which is neutral tint. Okay, this is going to be an interesting one. I've not used neutral tint before. And I just was watching a video. The lady was painting a dog portrait, and she used neutral tint as her black. So I think that might be interesting. Okay, so we've got Daniel Smith colors. And we're going with the Phthalo FHT. Can't see. FHT HALO. Yellow green. And then we're also going to use neutral tint. Okay, neutral tint and Phthalo yellow green. So over to the side, I have my percentages of what we're going to use. So we're going to take some of this neutral tint. Squeeze it in our little tray. And then the Phthalo yellow green, but you can tell I use this one. This is a pretty kind of lime green. Yellowy green, very strong. I love all the Phthalo colors. Phthalo blue, Phthalo green, Phthalo yellow green. So we're going to take a nice brush of water and just loosen the paint up here. So it's a pretty thick consistency as we're going to mix it. So let's put a little bit up here. And then rinse the brush off really well. And then just with plain water. Gonna kind of bring it down, see what it does. And then let's put some water into our neutral tint. Kind of get that to be the same consistency. And we'll put a little bit of neutral tint here. Rinsing off my brush real well. And then just with water, kind of grab that bottom edge and bring it down. Oh, look at that. It's almost a little bit of a gray purple. Feels purpley to me. Interesting. Okay, so rinse my brush off. And we're going to come back to the Phthalo yellow green. And we're going to mark our little dots of which color we're going to use with which percentage. And I'm just going to show you what it looks like straight out of the tube. Apple green almost, very bright green. And then the neutral tint, we're going to come down here, mark our little percentages. And then I'm going to just straight out of the tube, that's what color it looks black. Okay. Interesting color combination to try out with our Mix It Up Monday. Okay, so now we're going to do 75% of the green. Phthalo yellow green. And try to get just 25%. I'm just eyeballing best I can. So I'm just going to try to see if I can't get just like 25%. So most of it's going to be the green. Rinsing out my brush and then mixing it up. Mixing it up. Okay. Kind of like an army green. Rinse my brush. And now just with water, I'm going to come back into it and then bring it on out to the edge. Very pretty. Nice green. Really nice green. That's also a good natural floral colory green. So now in here I have my 75% of the phthalo yellow green, 25% black, or black neutral tint, I'm sorry, neutral tint. So now we got to add another 25% so that it's half and half. Okay, so there we go with the half and half. So it's darker, more muted. Rinse out my brush, get some more plain water, and see what we have. Very nice. Whoops, kind of ruined the effect when I did that. Yeah, there we go. Very nice. So that's a pretty green. Very natural. Okay, so now we want less of the green and more of the neutral tint. So we're going to do 25% of the phthalo yellow green, and we're going to go with 75%. A little more, eyeballing it as I said. Okay, 75% neutral tints. Let's see what we have here. Very dark green. Very, very deep, dark green. Rinsing off my brush, and now just coming back with just water. Bringing it out to the edge so you can see what it looks like watered down a bit. Very pretty greens, gorgeous greens. Really like those. This chart will come in handy. So what I do with these charts then after I'm done, you know, I have a whole bunch of them and I just tape them on the wall so that I can just turn around and I'm looking for a certain green. I know exactly what 2 colors to mix. Sometimes you would mix 3 colors. I'm just doing 2 to get what kind of color green I'm looking for. Okay, so there's a shape. We're going to do wet on wet. So the wet on wet is just water. Oh, let me rinse my brush out. Just get plain water. And then we're just going to let it spread out over here. So I got a kind of a confined area here for it. And then this is more loose. Okay, so I'll just take some of my green, dab it in there, and see what colors it would mix to right on the paper. And my neutral tint. Put some right on top of the green. Sorry, some people don't like the sound of it rinsing in the water, but it's all part of painting, isn't it? Gotta rinse your brush. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of dab it around, dabbing it to the edges, mixing them up a little bit to see what kind of effects I can get. So if I mix it right in with the green right on the paper, you know, depending on how much you have on there, I can see this color green and this, I can see all the greens really in there. Mix it right on the paper, and that's what I get. Okay, so as that dries, of course, it's going to soften out, it's always mixing as long as there's water on the paper, so it'll continue to mix. But there you go. I think that was a really great one. I really enjoyed that one. Phthalo Yellow Green and Neutral Tint by Daniel Smith. Well, thank you again for watching. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comment box for me and I'll be happy to answer them. Okay? Well, peace and love be with you until we meet again. Bye-bye.